Veritas is dumping all of the real estate right now. They don't want to be in San Francisco, and Brookfield is like the only peeps who's decided to buy in. Now, these portfolios are enormous, looking at thousands of housing units in San Francisco. All were declared sold, but sold for pennies on the dollar. Now, if you guys check out San Francisco real estate, it's really busted. It's one of the worst real estate places in the whole entire world. I mean, we talk about how bad Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Toronto real estate is, but San Francisco is in its whole different league of itself. You have commercial real estate becoming pennies on a dollar, more cheap than Black Friday deals. You have penthouses and luxury villas selling for just a few $1,000,000 despite being in one of the best locations in San Francisco. I know, $6.5 million may seem a lot, but I guarantee you at the peak, this building was probably $15 million. And by the way, they're not going to sell this for 6.5. Nobody's here with $6.5 million for San Francisco. And if you have $6.5 million and you're buying in San Francisco, I need to have a word with you. That's a little bit messed up. In fact, most rich people in America are buying in other places. Vegas, Texas, and many Florida real estate is becoming more popular than ever before. And look at this. Now, Veritas, they pretty much defaulted on their entire portfolios. They are grappling with billions of dollars in defaults. And the loans on many of these apartment buildings are valued at more than $900 million. And Veritas is now going default. If you guys think it's just Veritas doing this, we also have another one. You got Monster Companies defaulted on a 2018 loan for $88 million. They are ditching almost 500 homes across 12 different buildings because the occupancy rates are plunging and the crime is really bad. Landlords aren't dumb. They're one of the most realistic investors out there. They will go all out for it in location if it makes money. And they will leave, especially if the location doesn't make money. And they spoke their mind. They're like, yeah, San Francisco's dirty, it's dangerous, it's high crime, and this is what the streets look like 24/7. Oh, by the way, this is literally just maybe a couple blocks away from like the Twitter headquarters. And it looks like this all the time. And if you look around in San Francisco, these scenes are very prominent. It's everywhere. It's very common. Okay, especially, it's no longer just restricted to the Tenderloin district. It's now in places like Nob Hill. It's in places like the Civic Center. It's right next door to Elon Musk's X. Imagine walking out of the Lyft building after a long days of work and you gotta walk through this because the city genuinely does not care. You got a bunch of people who are mentally unwell, people who need money, and the city's like, you know what? The best solution is let's just leave them on the streets. And this is why so many businesses and big tech companies are just fleeing San Francisco because they just can't find any more money left in this place. And tech workers who have an option to go remote or hybrid, they automatically leave the city. Zillow also predicts San Jose and San Francisco home prices expect to drop in 2024, and it will continue to drop. Now, another 4.8% decrease is terrible considering that we're cutting rates this year and the chances of several mid-sized cities in the United States going up in price is very high. But it seems like America's biggest metropolitan cities are just becoming dumping grounds of drugs and homeless people, and it's not great. You know, these were just the pride and joy of the United States cities and pretty much status. But now look at the major cities in the U.S., New York to Chicago to Denver to San Francisco, all trashy cities. And it seems like mid-sized cities and some of the normal cities, I guess, like Vegas, Tampa, are just so much better to live in. Let's see what happens. You know, many of these property prices are dropping in price. Landlords are literally dumping these buildings. And look at this new building on Spear Street. This is the latest condo. 1 bed, 1 bath, 669 square feet, $396,000. Guys, I remember back in the peak, it was like 2020 and 2021 during the San Francisco real estate hype. The prices for a 1 bedroom at the infamous 280 Spear Street was about $700,000 to maybe $800,000 for a 1 bedroom. Now they're selling for $396,000. An extremely cheap price for a very high-end and new construction condo. And by the way, when I say new construction, I mean about 4 years old because in the past half a decade, there hasn't really been any new construction in San Francisco because home developers basically left the city. So yeah, pennies of the dollar. I've never seen a 1-bedroom in downtown San Francisco next to the Salesforce building selling for under 400 G's. This is the very first time, I promise you. After looking at the listing, I'm shocked. These prices are not like San Francisco. If you go to like 2018, 2019, people fought tooth and nail for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in this location for like 800 G's. And now nobody wants it despite being a little under 400 grand. Prices will continue to drop. It might even drop to 300, might even drop to 290, maybe even $200,000. I think San Francisco might pull a Chicago, where the property prices are extremely low and will continue to drop as time goes on, but the property taxes stay ultra high. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you later.